What comes to mind when you think of Qin Shi Huang, a brutal tyrant, or the greatest emperor in history?
We know him as a ruthless ruler or a legendary unifier. Yet in Record of Ragnarok, he is shown as the king who truly understands suffering. In the anime, Qin Shi Huang possesses mirror-touch synesthesia, the ability to see the pain of others and feel it as his own. His promise to Chun Yan led him to swear to be a king who never lets his people suffer. It's a perfect, heartwarming setup. So perfect, it makes us wonder, did the real historical figure ever possess even a flicker of that same tenderness? Open any textbook and you'll find the tyrant's starter pack, burning books and burying scholars, building the Great Wall and enforcing brutal laws. He's often portrayed as a madman, someone who buried scholars alive just because they wouldn't stop complaining, and worked his people to death, literally burying them inside the stones of the Great Wall. Then there's the legend of Lady Meng Zhang, whose tears for her husband, a victim of forced labor, were so bitter they collapsed the Great Wall itself. It's a story that proves just how deeply his cruelty was etched into the public heart. So who is the real Qin Shi Huang? The saint from the anime or the demon from history? The answer might surprise you. It's neither. What if I told you the burying of scholars was just a massive PR hit job? Historical records suggest the victims weren't scholars, but 460 alchemists who were essentially an ancient fraud syndicate. They promised him eternal life, stole his money, and fled after failing to find the magic pills. Qin Shi Huang was a victim of a scam, not a hater of books. The story was likely rebranded by the next dynasty to make themselves look like the good guys, and the first emperor look like a monster. As for the burning of books, he didn't burn everything. Texts on medicine and agriculture were spared, and the royal scholars kept their own copies. The person who actually burned the imperial library to the ground? That was Xiang Yu, and we've all heard that Chen Sheng and Wu Guang revolted because being late meant execution. But the Shuhu Qin bamboo texts, discovered by archaeologists, tell a different story. The penalty for being late was just a fine, not death. It's likely they lied to start their rebellion. He was strict, yes, but he was a ruler obsessed with the rule of law, not a mindless serial killer. The pain in the anime may be fictional, but it's a powerful metaphor for the emperor's inner reality, extreme insecurity. His relentless drive to unify the script, the currency, and the weights and measures, along with the Great Wall, were massive burdens that cost many lives back then. But these growing pains of a nation ended up benefiting countless generations for thousands of years. Why was he so obsessed with death? Growing up as a hostage in an enemy state, he spent his entire life fighting the fear of being consumed. He executed those alchemists not because he was a madman, but because he loathed betrayal and deception above all else. He was like a high-efficiency, low-EQ CEO. In his obsession with the company's survival, he pushed his employees to the breaking point only for his successor to ruin everything he built. He wasn't the selfless saint from the anime, nor was he the mindless monster in the textbooks. He was a lonely soul who possessed the power of a god, yet carried the fears of a mortal. Perhaps Record of Ragnarok gave him the ability to feel pain because, deep down, we hope that in some parallel universe, someone finally understands the burden this legendary emperor truly carried.